All right, guys, welcome back to Maple Realty. Today is June 4th, and take it away, Roman.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to go through the May 2026 market stats for the GTA in Toronto. So the overall market trend is the GTA home sales are up for the third time in a row this year by 6.3% year over year, and also from last month. So there was 6,583 sales versus 6,195 last May. So most sales by month this year. Spring sales have been stronger than last year, reflecting improved affordability stemming from lower selling prices and borrowing costs. Sales are forecast to improve further as we move through the second half of the year. And then the average price came in at 1,069,700, which is down 4.6% year over year. That being said, it's edged up again from last month, around $18,000 increase. So the negative gap is still getting smaller and slowly approaching towards a more positive position. So what do you guys think of the average price? So that's the best average price we've seen this year, but it's still down 4.6%.
Well,
I mean,
improvement is an improvement, right? So,
yeah.
I mean,
I mean, it's not too bad, to be fair, I don't think.
yeah, I guess we're still in that waiting game until now, and well, we see some improvements there.
I
But
heard
actually, at the same time,
I keep hearing on the
um,
news all this talk about this technical recession. Do you think that's going to have any impact on the pricing?
yeah, of course. A recession means there's going to be less money spent,
Yeah,
less money had. So, of course, it's going to affect the prices. If people
you
have less money, the prices go down.
know,
So
we've been
so
in the recession for a while. It's just
Yeah, exactly.
really just announce it. But when you announce something like that, that's there's an impact, right? There's an effect. So that's why it's kind of affecting it again. There's that
I feel
start.
like we've been in a silent recession for a
Yeah.
while.
Oh yeah. For the last 2 years,
Like a
everyone knows that.
while. Yeah.
Yeah.
but I guess
People just weren't.
the headlines of technical recession being on social media and
Yeah.
whatever just came out as soon as the May stats just came out. So obviously that's not going to affect the May stats. But do you think it will have an impact on the June stats?
No. Because like the way I see it is like people either have money to buy houses or they don't. Like it doesn't matter if it's a recession or not. It's just can people afford houses or not, I suppose.
So do you guys think we're going to keep trending upwards with the prices this year? Because it's been 5 months so far, and it's continued to pretty much go up. I think just in February, was it? It went below a million, and then it came back up, and now it's been coming up the last 3 months in a row. Not by huge increases, but
Yeah. I don't know. I thought condos were bouncing, but then I was proven wrong. And then I'm just like, I don't know. But I think, yeah, probably prices will go up slightly, but
so
there's
pretty much
a
just
lot of
level off
renewals.
here. If I had to guess.
You think it's what?
Is going to just level off for the year, stay kind of relatively flat. Like the last month, it came up $18,000. So that's basically, in my eyes, staying flat. It's not increasing that much
Yeah, I agree.
because it's not
Well,
too big of a jump.
recession really just based on my observation and also our experience, it affects the middle class downwards. Recession means
Hmm.
best time to buy for the upper class and the investors. So it depends. I mean, might not be as much sales, but there's gonna be sales. Yeah, there's still gonna
For
be
sure.
sales.
They
No,
say,
I feel like there's more sales happening now than before, for sure.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
there is actually. Uh, um, that brings me to my next point, actually, why sales came up. So inventory levels trended lower over the past year, but buyers continued to have substantial negotiating power through the spring, helping with affordability, helping to bring sales up. So month to month, sales slightly increased again from April 2026. But back to Lance's point on recessions, I guess when a recession happens, this is when people lose the most money, and this is when people usually make the most money too. So let's all try to be on the latter end.
Of course.
Yeah, and also it's nothing to necessarily panic about. It's natural. It comes and goes. So
Exactly.
I,
I
yeah.
I think sometimes when they announce that they do, it's like they want that panic, so people will, I don't know, try to keep their money.
Well, you need the panic for the sell-off to happen.
Yeah, I mean, they already know we're in recession. They're just in denial or trying to say that so that they can delay the announcement of that we're in recession. But for the past 2 years, even 3 years, that we're in recession already. So, you know, and
Sometimes I wonder if they delay saying they're in a recession just for election's sake.
sometimes,
Maybe.
because it all adds up. I mean, sometimes it's when the election's coming up, you don't want that recession to be on your term because that can leave a stigma, right? They want that to be
Exactly.
on the next one, or at least once if they have enough time. Let's say if they announce a recession on the beginning of their term, that's okay because if they fix it, they look good.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
really, if you really think about it, it's just for them. It's just whatever, you know.
And they're the ones that announce whether we're in a recession.
Exactly. Exactly. They time it, man. I think they're timing it.
There
And
are some positive signals though that Trev mentioned. So they said looking ahead, if sales strengthen further relative to listings, selling prices will level off and even start to grow as we move into 2027, said the Trev Chief Information Officer Jason Mercer. And recovery would be further advanced by positive news on the trade front, along with an easing of geopolitical tensions and related uncertainty.
Okay. It's just a bunch of like saying, "Oh yeah, okay, stuff's going on." That's what it's because of.
man,
Like,
It's all
okay,
kind of hypothetical, so we'll see what happens. But
yeah,
yeah.
I could kind of see the trend in my mind going towards selling prices will level off and even start to grow into as we move into 2027. I could see that being as a pretty big
I mean,
potential.
we have forecasts and all this and that, but at the end of the day, it's really the people who's gonna determine it. If they don't buy, nothing's gonna happen. They don't sell, nothing's gonna happen. I think sometimes that's why they make this announcement is so that everyone will react in a way that it will move the market on that certain forecast that they want to happen. If no one's gonna follow it, it's not gonna happen. You know?
Do you agree
yeah.
with Trev's predictions though that things will level off and then start to grow as we move towards 2027, or do you disagree with it? I personally agree with it because I feel like it's been so many years on a down slash flat level,
But you
so
I
see,
I
agree.
feel like it has to.
for me, when you say something like that, it's kind of like making people do it. You see, when now you think like, oh, it's gonna go up, maybe I should buy, and then people will start thinking the same thing, and now they will buy, and now that's gonna push the market up. But if
Hmm.
That's
people
a
won't
good point.
buy, even if you predict something like that, they're like, you know what, I don't know. Especially they announce it's recession and stuff,
So they're
and then
playing
it's not
a
gonna.
psychological game with us.
It is a psychological thing, man. So
It is, yeah,
yeah, it's like
Back to
public
Tasia's
yeah,
point
relation.
earlier, I just buy it if you need to buy it, and sell if you need to sell.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
exactly. For now,
And also, I've been looking at like at least downtown sales, and they're not like they're doing fine. Like things are selling, things are moving
yeah,
pretty, and they're not down. Like valuable properties are still selling at pretty good prices.
I think if
yeah.
it's price right is most important.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's I think unless you've really seen it for a long time, people it's hard to understand what is priced right.
Because I just
Yeah.
sold
That,
that estate sale that I was working on the last couple weeks. It took us basically 2 weeks to sell it, but we priced it
Mhm.
right. We didn't price it like super low. We didn't price it super high. We priced it what it was worth, and we got what it was worth, and that's it. But I'm seeing some listings. I
Mm-hmm.
was looking at
Mhm.
another estate sale listing and it was an as is property. And so was mine. Mine was an as is, the one I was selling for my clients.
Nice.
and it's been on for like 52 days, but it's overpriced. It's like extremely overpriced. They're looking to get like what they would have got in 2021. So yeah, things are still
Was
moving.
it you, or I'm not sure if I just read it somewhere that there's a company that's now spending like 500 million and just picking up condos in the GTA.
Well, I think I heard about that too. I think I think you were the one that told me actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Thought it was interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. So let's break down the prices by home type, year over year price change. So detached homes was down 4.7%, so lower than last month. Semi-detached were down 2.9%, so slight improvement from last month. Townhomes were down 7.1%, slightly better, but basically the same from last month. And condo apartments were down 6.4%, slightly better, but basically the same from last month.
Is this sales volume or sales price?
This is price, year over year price change.
Okay.
So basically, like detached homes are down 4.7% from this time last year.
Yeah. Okay.
You're not concerned.
I mean, like that's just gonna change every month. Like that's like.
I wonder what the
Yeah.
highest. We should try to find out the highest price drop uh in the last like 60 years, year over year, because every month it's always around that like 5 to 7% right now.
Mhm.
But I wonder if there's ever been like a really crazy like 20%.
It would be us. I don't know. Oh yeah, that would be interesting if it was 20%.
I'll have to look at the historical stats and we'll bring it up. So inventory, so active listings were down 13.3% year over year. So still
Shut up.
less choice for buyers overall and much worse than last month. We had a lot less active listings in May. Did you guys notice that?
A lot less active listings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really notice it.
I guess if I'm comparing it from May of last year, I I I feel like I noticed it. I was expecting a lot more new listings to come out because the weather wasn't as great in April, and then the weather started to get pretty good in May. So I thought everyone was going to start listing in May as the spring market. So it'd be interesting to see for June because now the weather's been more consistent and we're still not into the summer. So I would imagine that a lot of people like to sell before the summer or then they wait till the fall. Not, there's usually not as many listings in the summer, generally speaking, anyway. So
Because they like to go on vacation, essentially.
if I had to predict, I would predict a lot more listings this month when the stats come out.
I think so too. I've noticed there's a lot of big price drops. There's a lot of like properties that are much cheaper than what you would have been able to get them before.
I think it's
Yeah,
a great time for buyers.
it is.
Yeah, me too.
It is because I'm
I'm like,
looking into this Niagara property. Oh, nice. Like three different. You can rent it to three different family. The attic, the main floor, and the basement, and they all have their own um en- entrance. Kitchen and
yeah,
Where,
all this
where is
stuff.
that located?
Niagara.
Oh,
it's
Niagara. How
basically
much
a
is that?
multiplex.
What's that?
How much is it listed for?
Well, we negotiated and I was able to drop it down to like close to 600. She was selling it for
Oh, wow.
690 before, and
Oh,
she
you
How much rent
purchased
do you?
it?
I'm actually looking into it right now, but she got it for a while, and she did a lot of renovations. So,
Mhm.
and she still has tenants there, and she was kicking them out because her agent was telling her to kick them out so they can sell it in the market. But I told her your property is not for living; it's a rental property. So investors like us, we want it with
Yeah, we don't.
tenant already because we don't want to start from scratch, right? Especially if your tenant's already a good big fan. Yeah, basically, right?
Yeah,
Like, and then if you remove those tenants, because she was gonna switch with me too as an agent, but I told her, you know what, I'll just take it from you, because I like the property and I want to buy a property in Niagara as well, like an investment,
I
and
could
also
see
I
it
wanna.
both ways because I would almost want to find my own tenants, but I guess
Well, it depends.
yeah.
The way I see it is when I look at these, I look at what is currently rented for. If it's much lower than current market
Exactly.
rate, then it's different.
Exactly.
Also,
Well,
But if
one
it's
of
at
them,
close to market rate, then it's like why even get new tenants?
yeah, well,
one
one
day
of
we
them
should
just
do
moved
a
in,
a
and then
live
she just
deal.
kicked two of them. Yeah, two floors got kicked out. So now the two floors you have to find yourself, which is, still, and
Well,
even
it's not easy for you to do it from where you are in Niagara. Like it's far,
it's not that far. I mean,
isn't it?
no, no. I mean, I
I
also
mean,
have friends
not
there.
you're willing to drive.
Yeah, yeah, no, every weekend because we're always there every weekend. This especially starting spring, right? Even during winter time, because we have friends there. So even our friends, how they already have someone for us. It's not gonna be hard for us to find tenants,
Okay.
and even the tenants
It's
that she had,
also
they were good. They were good paying too, and they never miss payments. And I can rent it out the whole house for at least $5,000.
Let's
So
let's call the listing agent right now and do a live negotiating deal.
no, well, she like I mean I think she already ended the relationship with that agent. 'Cause she wanted to switch with
uh,
me, and then I told her,
Oh, the actual
that's not.
seller you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I spoke with the seller. 'Cause I met the seller. The seller's the one who I met in a like a Filipino event, right? And she was there. I think she's Chinese, and she has a business. She has a bus. That's why she doesn't want to. She's trying to get rid of her properties now because she said, "I'm not a handyman. This is good for people
yeah, I
who's
get
a
it.
handyman, and because I don't like the landlord work. I like just doing spa
There.
stuff. She already owned three. She already expanded her spa into three branches. So she's starting to sell her rental properties now, and she's just gonna keep her main residence. So I'm,
Essentially retired, right?
yeah, it's a nice property. It's corner lot. Everything's kind of newly renovated. I'm planning of keeping either the basement or the main floor for myself, so that whenever we want to go and stay in Niagara and for vacation,
Cabin.
or if we have guests, we'll have this, right? And then rent the rest of
Yeah.
the house for tenants. So, you know,
Yeah,
House
it's like a
hacking
cabin, right?
101.
Essentially.
yeah, I mean, it's also good because it's a good because Niagara is it's a tourist destination, right? A lot of people will always want to go there, especially if they're not from here. And in last weekend, I have my cousin who's like a rock star back home. He wanted me to tour him and his band and his wife because his wife haven't been to Niagara Falls yet. And I told my friend because they're only there during the weekend if I can borrow their house, right? They said sure, and he cleaned it up. But now thinking if I have this property, I don't have to.
uh
It's a perk, right? It's a
You
perk.
know what's interesting to me? What's
Yeah.
interesting to me is before you were like, I don't want to get more properties, and now you're back into properties.
Well, there's an exemption. I mean, we've been looking at
That's so
Niagara.
funny.
No, during the pandemic, we've been looking because of this friend of ours. I was gonna partner with him with this touring business. Yeah, that's what he does, man. He does touring in Niagara, so he's there during the weekend. So because he's planning of retiring there, that's why he bought a house there and just do that. And so I'm like, why not? And I look at the Niagara every time I go there. I mean, it's not that far from GTA, from Toronto, and it's booming and it's close to the US. It's like almost everything. And my
Yeah,
friend
yeah,
loves
yeah.
it there. If they want to go to the US and shop and eat there in Olive's Garden or just have fun there,
Or
Niagara
anytime
Falls.
anyone visits from anywhere else and they come here and they see you, you could go to Niagara with them. Like
Exactly.
it's always,
Exactly. You don't
it's
have
like a given.
exactly. You don't have to pay for a hotel. You can have
That's a
fun
good
there.
point.
And people there are actually chill. They're peaceful people, quiet, not too crowded, So
Yeah, like I found the city to be like slow. It's not like busy like in the GTA, I find.
yeah, yeah.
My my very, very first deal that I did in real estate almost 10 years ago was in Niagara for rental property for my friend's parents.
Whoa.
Because the
Wow.
daughter was going to school there. So they
Yeah.
ended up buying a property so the daughter could stay there and then have some roommates to rent out to. Uh,
It makes sense.
the
Yeah.
That
prices
was
were a lot better then too.
Yeah. Yeah. The Niagara price
Or
It
is
was
not
like
so bad.
300 and something thousand, like 320,000 or something.
Oh,
oh
nice.
wow.
Yeah. I mean, Niagara's not so busy, but I mean, it has its perks. I mean, it's a good place to retire, I'll say. But for me to live there, especially with my wife and kid now permanently, not right now. Maybe in the future, you know.
For me, it's a no.
Yeah.
Only because they don't have the restaurants that we have in the GTA.
Yeah, yeah. But then, but they're growing. They have, they have.
Well, if they get there, then maybe. If they get there, I'll wait till then.
Yeah, it's starting though, because I,
Maybe you'll go find out for me.
because I remember 3 years ago during pandemic, I used to go there a lot. Just to have fun. Just to get out of this whatever pandemic thing. And I
Yeah, it's
was
got a
I
lot
was
of cool
all looking
things.
for restaurants there, and they have Korean barbecues, all those stuff, and I look for all these buffets and other restaurants. They even have it's kind of like, I don't know if you know Copacabana, like Brazilian steakhouse buffet.
Mm.
Yeah, they have something similar there. It's called Brasas. It's actually nice, but you have to pay at least I think $150 per person. But
It's
Oh
but
wow.
definitely a
but it's
good
worth
way
it.
to have a quick escape from the city, even for like a
Oh,
weekend or something.
have you been to the haunted house there?
Oh no, no, where is it?
You go there.
Oh,
You should go to the haunted house.
oh, what's the name? I've been to the smallest
I don't
chapel
know.
there.
It's not like a real haunted house.
Oh, it's just they
It's
just
an experience where you go inside and they try to scare you, basically.
oh no.
But it's pretty scary.
I haven't been there, but I've been to a lot of places. Like the smallest chapel, all the wineries, Great Wolf Lodge. What else is there? A lot of things. I mean, it's like flower with butterflies near the Niagara Falls. I don't know what they call
Niagara
it.
on the Lake.
Yeah, Niagara on the lake. I remember during the pandemic, we jumped from the bridge down to the water, and that water actually it's like the water that goes to Niagara Falls. That's why we were straight. First, we were going straight to Niagara Falls, and then and we see more people jumping, and people were actually getting dropped off by a car for them to use their floaties for them to go all the way. So they switch, right? So the person who drops them from the beginning of this river will wait for them in the end, and then they will do it again. But now the one who drove before will be the one riding the floaties, right? It was fun actually. I want to do that now because I only jump on the river with the locals. The locals were the one jumping, and they were asking us to jump with them. And then, we did with other tourists who was just passing by. It was scary at first, but it was fun. You know.
You're
Did you
making
do
me
the
want to
zip
go to
lining?
Niagara for the
No,
weekend.
I haven't done the zip lining. I'll do that one day.
The zip lining looks cool.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah. I know. One
The zip
day.
line.
At least they have their own fun
We
there.
can go do one podcast. We'll all zip line.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? And if I close the
Niagara edition.
house, we'll
If you get the property, we'll come and see it.
exactly. We'll feature
Yeah,
it
we'll
in
do a
this podcast.
tour. That would be a good.
We'll
That
feature
would
it
be
in
a
this
good episode.
podcast. Yeah, looking forward, man. We're thinking of closing the deal this month, so we're gonna see.
Okay, stay tuned, everyone, for Lance's Niagara deal.
Yeah.
At least
And
there's
just
potential everywhere. You have to just look for it.
For
Especially like I
sure.
said, for investors, it is a good deal. So I'm looking at the past. It's like the comparative marketing analysis, like similar properties that
yeah,
got sold in this area with the same, almost similar feature was 675 and up. So,
it's already undervalued.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like did we all buy a property while prices were going down, or since prices have been coming down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I don't know about Lance.
Well, no, we've been
In a
well.
month, though, was it
This
just
is
not
gonna be
gonna
the
be up?
first one. Well, here in
Yeah.
Canada,
La-
this is gonna be the first one because we've been holding back, right? Like we've been trying to do it somewhere else outside the country, and yeah,
but you also you've been long time.
yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. So either we either sell one of our properties first before we buy, or we find something really worth it. And I find this worth it.
Exactly.
I don't want to sell ours yet because it's down and I have to renovate, kick out the tenants first and then renovate. It's too much work, too much money. Then I'm going to lose that rental income. I don't want to go through that
Yeah.
right now. So might as well just,
I always found it interesting how you're just doing all the work, and it's just so much work.
it is too much work. Me just thinking about it, it's like, nah, I changed my mind. No, not anymore. The price is not right. That's how I'm gonna say.
Okay, let's get back to the days on the market.
Yeah. All
Okay.
right.
But
Go ahead.
May 2026 stats. Days on the market. So average days on market was 42, slightly higher than last year, but the same as last month. It was 1 day better than last month to be exact. And overall,
Mm,
homes are taking 1 to 1.5 months to sell. Economic indicators worth mentioning. So GDP Q4 2025 is down 0.6%, worse than Q3. Employment is down slightly, 0.3%. Unemployment is at 8.1%. Inflation is up 2.4%. Bank of Canada overnight rate is 2.3%. And the prime rate is 4.5%, same as last month. And the final statement from TREB. So TREB supports Bill 98, the Building Homes and Improving Transportation Infrastructure Act of 2026, which contains a simple but critical truth. If we want more attainable housing, we need to make it easier, faster, and less expensive to build homes. Many of the concrete measures contained in Bill 98 align with recommendations in TREB's recent released policy report, removing
mhm.
roadblocks, pulling municipal barriers to housing supply and affordability in Ontario, said TREB Chief Executive Officer John DeMichel. So that wraps up May 2026 market stats. Any final
Uh,
thoughts?
you know, like I said, the charts and statistics, it's really just more on the society's behavior. And we cannot really
Mhm.
we try, sometimes we try to control that by announcing this kind of things like recession, whatever, all this stuff, or trying to say that it's gonna go up or gonna go down, and people will get affected by it's like we said, psychological. So it really depends, man. I mean, everyone
Yeah,
has their own decision, right? Like if they want to keep their money for themselves and are willing to just pay rent or live wherever they live right now, we cannot do anything, right? But we can tell them, like what I said, there's still opportunities there, like what I found. There's gems there, or you just have to find them. And
there's
if it,
always opportunities.
yeah,
There's always
it's not
opportunities.
gonna be the same
I
as
think there's even more now, but yeah, there's always opportunities, but I think there's more now than before.
I agree with you, to be
it
honest,
does.
because
Exactly.
um before, like, I started looking, I guess, more seriously into real estate when I started working at the office in 2020. And what I found looking at the market regularly is during that time it was very difficult to value a property because all of the sales were so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Now, like, when the property's undervalued pretty obviously or not. Compared to before. Before it was just like
Or
I have
overvalued.
no idea what it's gonna sell for.
Yeah.
Because we were in the hot
That's
market,
a really, really good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because listing prices would be one thing and then the selling price would be like $300,000 more,
Yeah.
sometimes even more. Like $500,000 more than listing price. Now you're right. It's more.
Back
Yeah.
then, it's like back then we had what we call, we use it in,
Mania.
in investing, especially in stock market, like fear of missing out, FOMO.
FOMO.
So right now,
Yeah.
we are in the down, we're in the bottom part of the chart, but people are scared because, but
There's no fear of missing out now. That's the thing.
exact,
That's why it's
we
down.
are missing out, basically they are missing out right now,
But that's the
so
thing, right?
that's really just the behavior of people because they think that Back then, they keep on buying when it's on the top, and when it crashes, and it affects a lot of people, and it spreads, right? It creates that fear now for them to buy. But now when it's in the bottom, they don't really think that it's actually the best time. But good investors usually know it's the best time because, hey, especially in real estate, this is not like stocks where it just goes up and down in a day, right? It takes a while. It takes a long time. You know,
And it's not liquid.
it's exactly, it's not liquid. So it's
Like
not like,
that's a big
it can
deal
just
in
pull
my
out
opinion.
anytime. Yeah. So, I mean, that's something that people has to understand that we're in the bottom and, especially if you're buying for yourself personally, maybe it's your first house or you're buying a house for yourself again. It's just the best time. It's just the best time because, like I said, it's going to take a while. Once it goes up again, and you're gonna be like, oh, I should have bought during that time. You're gonna be like saying that
Yeah,
same thing that
exactly.
maybe you said before, like 10 years ago. Oh, I should have bought during that time. This is the time when, so you won't miss that,
They
and you won't say this in the future again. Oh, I should have bought during that time. This is the
Well,
time.
everything
is
else keeps going up. Gas keeps going up. Uh,
It
I
does.
wonder.
yeah.
Uh,
I
I
think it's
wonder
gonna
if
go down.
the
It's gonna
interest
go down.
rates. Do you think the
Well,
interest rates,
well,
I'm more interested in gas prices.
I think both of them are gonna go down. It just depends.
groceries, gas prices, stocks are going up. Everything's going up. So
Yeah,
real
well, stock
estate
is
Yeah.
good when it's
went
going up.
follow.
You know, when the buyers of the stocks are happy, of course. But I mean, gas. Everyone's happy. We should be happy. Hey, we're not we're not complaining. It's supposed to go up. Those ones supposed to. But I mean, the gas, it's going up. But it
Don't
actually
let the
went down.
secret out.
The gas. I think it's gonna go down some more because there's more technology coming up, and it's already out there. But it's gonna be taking over a lot of the, you know, the gas, what the gas
Use
provides, right? Like,
exactly.
so basically, what's gonna happen? Gas powered vehicles, not only cars like airplanes and stuff. There's gonna be a mix of other source of energy now. So why would
I
they?
have
I
a
think
Will
it's
they
question.
raise their price? Hmm?
I have a question for you guys. So regarding prices going up. So if prices are down from this time last year, but prices are up from this time from last month, what do you value more? Do you value more that prices are coming up from last month or the last 3 months? Or do you value more that prices are down year over year? Like what stat do you value more when you like think of your
This is an
prediction?
interesting question. I'm interested in Lance's
Are we
response.
talking about
Do you
personally?
understand my question? Oh, am I
Are you
explaining
asking?
it
No,
the
I
right way?
understand your question, but it's a very interesting question if you
Are you
really think
asking us
about
personally? What do we value ourselves?
it.
For
Yeah,
me,
Because you're
personally.
because if me as an investor, if you ask me I'm wearing my investor hat, I'm going for the one going down, of course. Who wants to buy something higher? But of course, as a realtor, I want it to be higher, of course, because people are gonna be happy. People are gonna be buying a lot, and people are gonna be. Of course, we make more commission.
But I
It's
guess my
gonna.
question is what impacts your decision making more? The fact that
I'll
prices are
tell.
down year over year, or the fact that prices have gone up the last 3 months in a row?
Well, I mean, right now,
Personally, what
go,
impacts
the
my
going up.
decision making
I
more
mean, the
is
going
that
down.
prices are going up.
The going down because I haven't bought the Niagara property yet. Then once I buy that, I'll value the one that you're saying going up because I want it to go up some more in the future, right?
See, I think like my perspective anyway is I look at the last year. I don't care about the past 3 months essentially because
Interesting.
if I purchase a property, I'm in it for at least probably 5 years or a couple of years. So a few months percentage changes means nothing to me.
That is true. Yeah.
Like
I like that
it's
answer.
Well,
I like
because
yeah.
that.
I'm not trying to time the market. I'm not trying to day trade
Yeah.
or the real estate market.
Well, it is the comparison is actually the year before, right?
I'm not trying to month trade the real estate
Yeah.
market.
That's gonna be hard if
That's a very good response actually though. I like that answer.
yeah, it is the comparison, the last year performance, especially on real estate.
Realistically, I look at last year and last 5 years, and
Yeah,
5, 10 years. Yeah.
yeah. Because month to month it differs, right? Especially the seasons here in Canada, it's really you cannot
Because
compare what
Yeah.
in December to January or February or March because we all know that winter
for
time is really
example,
down.
when you're looking at like the Apple Stocks app or whatever, you have an option where you could put last 3 months, year to date, last year, lifetime, whatever. What do you guys typically look at the most? Like year to date or last year or the last 5 years? I kind of look at a mix of everything.
Well, with stocks, yes, you have to look at everything, and depends
Mm,
on how you're what you're how you're buying. How do you trade? If you trade for long term,
exactly.
then you look at the
But if
past
you're relating
years.
it to real estate,
The real estate, it's like more like when for long term. It's like when you're trading stocks for long term and you're just holding. It's the same with real estate. And well, depends still. If you're trying to flip a house, then you're gonna
It's
go.
similar, but
Yeah,
it's different.
it's not as
so you don't really care about like the year to date stats if it's only been a few months
No, I do. I look at it. I look at it all.
it
because
does.
they all matter in different ways, I guess,
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it's
depending how
very
you're looking.
situational
yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it is. Depends on.
because like it's super situational.
That's right.
But for the most part, like if you're not trying to time things, you don't really need to look at all of that.
Yeah.
For example, I won't discuss full details because I can't right now. But I have a client that bought last year.
Mm-hmm.
In October, but now his situation has changed with work and stuff, so he needs to sell. So he's not sure if he
Oh,
should sell this year or if he should wait till next year. So we're kind of playing it month by month, seeing where things are going. And then if we find that there's an opportunity where we think it's worth selling, then we're going to jump on that and sell it. Otherwise, we'll wait till next year. But I guess what I'm saying is, in this situation, the months to months mean more to me. If that makes
yeah.
sense,
Yes,
because
Well,
I'm
yeah,
trying to.
yeah. The
that's
situation, then yes.
but your situation is different though. Like
Yeah,
that's a very specific case.
yeah,
Like for example, even that situation, I think what I would ask the your client, the main question I think about is what price would you be happy selling at,
Yeah. So we
right?
true.
have that
And then you just wait till it's might be valued at that, but at the same time, you take the risk of it might not reach that in the next year or two. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, no, we're
Right.
positive that we'll reach the number, but yeah, it's interesting. That's why I asked the question about the month to month versus year over year. But yeah, I guess it's very situational depending on what clients you're working with or your personal goals.
Yeah, well, it's people are in very different situations, right? Like, because like Lance was saying, the person with that house, there's so many people in that situation that they probably bought in the early 2000s, 2010s, early that. But
Yeah,
now they're older and they're just not meant to, don't have the mental bandwidth to deal with the stuff that they bought. So they're just gonna be selling them because they don't want to keep doing that and they want to, I guess, move on with their life in a way.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You want to close us off, Lance?
Yes, close us off,
So,
Lance.
so like, well, like I said, you gotta find that gem, that treasure somewhere there. It's out there, like that leprechaun at the end of the rainbow with the pot of gold. And I found mine in Niagara Falls. And if you guys need help, there's three of us. There's three of us. Three heads are better than one. So
Three
we're here.
leprechauns here waiting to help you.
Exactly. All right. I guess that's a wrap.